Alright, welcome back to Trial of Cthulhu. Trail.
Been a month.
It's only been a month. It's fine, real life happened repeatedly. So, where we left off, you discovered lots of things. Lots of interesting things. You made it to LA.
Relay or LA?
LA.
Okay, the worst part about Relay, gotcha.
You met some movie stars, you met some hobos, you were attacked by some sort of private
detective guy telling us to leave the case, which makes us even more just... This doesn't make you make... This is very... I love the fact this is no cop movie with a point in time where you're being told to abandon the case by use of force is when the protagonist becomes like, no, I really gotta know what's going on here.
Yeah. Yep. Most sane people would just say, nah, I'm gonna back off now. It's only in their movies they go, this is so serious, I can't do it.
I mean, even
now I'm committed.
Yeah. And so, did I have 9 sanity or did I? Oh, anyway.
You've taken a few hits from like someone trying to kill you.
No, I mean, I got my max sanity. Like, I thought I was wondering if it was 10 or it was. No, I left it at 10 because I got a piece of Cthulhu mythos. Anyway,
yeah.
Good cop, sir. Go talk to police with this driver's license, or this driver with this these plates, and you can go run on them.
Sorry?
I might not be done with your intro yet.
Are we?
Yeah, pretty much. So you found. I was just going to remind you of the core things you found.
Go ahead.
You found the location of the farm, and you found the name of the cult leader, which is, I'm going to say it correctly if I can find it. Echevara. And you found the location of his mansion. And yeah, you found out that somebody really, really doesn't want you to look into all this. You also found out that there is a high-class drug going round called nectar.
Which might have been the same drug they were passing out beforehand at the culty meeting.
Yeah, the cults were well into drugs. And there is quite a lot of, nectar is extremely expensive for very small amounts, sold in fluid ounces.
But now it's it's currently
you don't have any modern information on it. You only have the stuff from 10 years ago.
Okay.
And we also found out that one of the people responsible for this knowledge leaking out is a guy called Trammell, who's apparently a professor of ancient religion.
Yes. Who disappeared.
And I am strongly in favor of checking out the man.
We can barely hear you.
Getting far away.
Yeah.
Before we check out the barn, I know
we can't hear you.
Tevin,
back up to the mic.
I'm on the wrong microphone.
How many microphones do you need?
Gato, you're currently
2
in the bathroom.
Check 2?
Check 2 is fine.
No.
All right.
A little bit loud, I'll put it.
To answer your question, I have 2 microphones. One with my rickety headset that I'm wearing now, and the other one that I can't move from where it is.
And this is why we check which one we're on before the session starts.
Yeah,
man.
I should have done.
I thought he did. He's just walked off of a different one, apparently. Anyway, what were you saying?
I'm a strong advocate for checking out the mansion before we go to the barn.
That sounds reasonable to me.
Pretty sure we'd agreed on it, but I don't want to put words in other people's mouths.
I can't remember anymore.
Yeah, we kind of agreed to do the barn last.
And then it turns out the mansion was the real place to go to the entire time.
I mean, that's just the way things are.
Skipping a side quest. I always hate it.
One of these side quests.
Yeah, one of them's a side quest. You don't know which one.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's always the worst of anything.
Can I spend astronomy to consult the stars? No, that's astrology.
The worst one is when you think you're about to do the side quest and it turns out to be the main quest.
Yep.
Because this is a Trail of Cthulhu, because this is a Cthulhu game, it'll instead be one of these is the quest that kills us, and the other one isn't.
Yes, they're both all side quests.
I was going to say, this is a Cthulhu game. Both quests kill you.
One
The
kills you
only
twice.
thing is, one of them makes you wish you were dead.
Anyway, so what is your plan?
Yes.
Well,
Where do you wish to go to die?
I was going to point our Cop Talk guy at the Cop Talk we needed Cop Talk
it
at.
sounds as if I need to
Please
catch
do
up
that.
on that.
Yeah, the reason we haven't played for the last month.
All right.
Look, for 2 of those weeks, I was moving house. Those 2 are my fault. I can't take responsibility for the other 2.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it turns out we were the bottom of the bloody queue for installing internet, which had some blowback.
Oof.
Sorry about that. But yes, here now. So, remind me, this is to go and hand over the details of the numplate of the private dick.
Yep.
Who you guys were chasing?
Well, that was Dead chased us for a bit,
Ah, okay.
and we're just
Okay.
trying to get some level of information. It might come out the car is stolen. Who knows?
In that case, great. I'm off to the local cop shop.
All right, to the LAPD. Where
Get
you'll be
that
met.
Batman jingle.
Yeah. Where you'll be met by Detective Sergeant, whatever his face is on the gate.
To the next story, what's his face?
Well,
As long as it isn't Drevin.
yeah, true. Drevin would be bad. Also, not Lestrade. I could do without Lestrade right about now. I mean, I'll introduce myself as, Detective Jimmy Dalton, all the way over from, out of town, admittedly. And I'll explain that we are looking into a car that was seen originally around my patch, but we've since heard it's been down here. So I was hoping to investigate its license plate. I would provide the information the car we're looking.
Oh, you're a long way from your hometown.
Yeah, well, the guy's a cross-border smuggler, so I was told to follow him.
You'll lean in. It's like between you and me, be careful who around here you talk to about that. Some of the guys here, let's just say the LA police force has not got the best reputation for being drug fighters.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks for the heads up.
Well, it's a good thing that was a lie anyway.
Right.
But yeah, I'm sure we can just run this plate for you.
Thank you. I'll provide the details.
Yeah. And it's like they'll come back with it in a bit. Because, of course, they're not typing this into a computer. Someone's got to go down to the files and go for the alphabetical. Right, it starts with a P.
They don't even have computers yet.
Yeah.
The good old Rolodex.
Yeah. Okay, these are all the P's. These are the PAs.
20 hours later.
It shouldn't be that long, but you'd hope they had them all in it. If it's a local plate, they'd have it licensed, all organised. So yeah, he'll come back after about 15-20 minutes. Yeah, you see, you got yourself a local boy here. I went ahead and pulled up the rest of his record.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's his deal?
Private eye. Ex-cop, like most of them. Run out after the whole, changeling thing.
The whole what, sir?
Oh, yeah. What? You don't read the paper? Yeah, we had a bit of a clean house a few years ago, string of murders. The police commissioner decided it was a good idea to, tell a woman her missing child was this random child they pulled off the street. Ended badly.
Oh. Oh, boy. Yeah, I can see why you cleaned house after that.
Yeah.
So what are the guys who they knocked on the head after all that?
Yeah, he wasn't really involved in the case, but, he was a bit of a piece of work, so they just decided to get rid of him. They're looking for an excuse. He's been working local, We've pulled him in a couple of times to getting a bit rough, but, because he's an ex-cop, he kind of gets away with it.
Sounds about right. Well, the badging how to work around it. You've got a recent address for him?
Yeah, I got his office. He'll just kind of slide you an address.
Yeah, that'll do nicely. Thank you. I'll try not to stir anything up. We just need to talk to him.
Yeah, because we'd rather not have any trouble. If you're going to do anything official, call some of our boys in.
Of course. I mean, like I said, I'm hoping it doesn't get to that point. But if it does, we'll let you know. Appreciate your help and your time, by the way.
No problem. Anything for a fellow William Blue.
And then I will return.
Yep.
Did we get his name?
Yes, his name is Jack Bisner. Yeah, I'll copy that into the chat.
So wait. So essentially, there basically be some people calling him what you all this all about business.
Discord, you really need to stop doing that.
Yes. One day.
Could you say it again? Sorry, because I must confess I didn't.
I don't know. It was a bad joke. We go.
Oh, okay, right.
Even I consider it poor.
Fair play. In that case, let's head over to Prisoner's office, I suggest, unless we particularly want to head up the barn first for the match. But
Yeah, that shot me, right?
Yeah, he's kind of shot at you, yeah.
yeah,
No,
I mean,
he didn't shoot at me. He hit me.
Yeah.
He pissed you. You got.
Oh, yeah, he didn't shoot you, he blackjacked you.
It's blackjack that took off half my health, huh?
He was going to. Well,
He
the
hit
thing
you hard, yeah, he rolled max damage.
He was going to shoot me, but there was some timey-wimey stuff because of.
I think he hit you a couple of times, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember anymore.
Yeah.
It must be all the being hit in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Blackjacks will do that too. All right,
Name is for it.
let's head over to Prisoner's office.
Alright. So, you'll pull up outside a, standard looking office block. It's full of pretty much white-collar professionals. There's like insurance salesmen, real estate, stuff like that. So all the offices open onto kind of like an open, hallway, best way of saying it. So his is on the second story. You find from the little directory that's on the outside. So it's actually it's outside walkway. So you go up a pair of steps and there's a balcony. It's not a hallway. That's the word I was looking for. Balcony. It runs around the outside of the building.
Listen, just before we go, I'm just going to suggest he might have time for a cop like me, but I suggest one of us stays outside and just keeps an eye out in case he tries to make a break for it while we're in there.
I'll do that.
Gonna ask, have fire escapes been invented yet?
Probably yes.
Yeah, probably.
No, the fire gets out on its own.
So if they have, probably a good idea to have someone nip around the back and make sure no one leaves.
Sounds like Discard's covering that. So
I'll do the nipping because I can do
All
a
right.
shot. Greg, can I spend? Would I be spending a stealth point to be in the shadows or no? Narratively, if it's necessary.
Narratively, I think we'll just run that as skill.
Okay. So.
Loom.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that today.
Spend a point to loot.
I mean, I could do that. I can spend a point of stealth. Or no, stealth is general skill, so that would have to be like that plus. I would need a DC. So yeah. Just trying to remember how to play the game.
Spend a month, it's fine.
Yeah. All right. In that case, I'm not actually going to show up my uniform. I should stress. I'm just plain clothes.
Yes. I'm assuming you're not walking around in a New York uniform.
Yeah, it will be kind of hard to justify outside of New York. But yeah, in that case, I suggest we head up, and I'm going to knock on the door.
All right. There was no answer.
Going to give it a few seconds just to make sure there's no response, and then I'm going to look through the keyhole.
Lights are off. Seems to be empty.
Okay, I'm going to try the door. Is it locked or
The
can
door
I...
is locked, yes.
All right. I presume we locksmith a spend to try and pick the lock.
Lockpick will open the door, yes.
Is that a spend? Or
Not
we call
spend,
that
just skill use.
Okay, in that case, I will skill to pick open the door.
It's
Also,
just a normal door lock. Click.
Okay.
Opens.
Just before we go in, one of us, again, volunteer to stay out here and just keep an eye out to see if he comes back. Raise the alarm if he comes back. Who wants to cover that?
I'll take care of that.
Come on. All right.
All right. So you go in. It's pretty much your standard private detective. There's like a line of filing cabinets, a desk, a drinks bottle in the corner.
A cot.
No.
No cot? Okay.
No, he obviously sleeps somewhere else. This is his actual office, and it looks relatively professional, if a bit run down.
Successful private investigator.
So yeah, you just going to search the place?
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to find who hired him.
All right. So, searching through the notes in his desk drawer, kind of stashed away, is a sheaf of handwritten notes, which you quickly realise is talking about you from the physical descriptions that have been written in there, along with a series of kind of very basic bio, kind of the kind of stuff you could find quite quickly by ringing around.
So he's got
Like
connections.
stuff about us that's public record.
Public record stuff, yes. There's a phone number with W next to it.
W.
Yes, that seems to be like written as you'd put the contact number. It's on the front page of the handwritten notes.
Could be his employer. All right. So are his notes mostly pertaining to trailing us then, or what else has he got?
So there's a general file as you flick through. It's got kind of like his previous jobs. It's his kind of accounting book, but not like accounting. It's got invoices for previous jobs. Quite a lot of them have got attention, Walker, and an address written on them.
Walker. Okay.
Walker, yeah.
So that could be our friend W.
I'd bank on it.
The dress, if you kind of look at it, you'll recognise you've seen before. It's Echevarra's mansion.
So this is another lead that could lead to the Inchara's mansion.
Yeah. You also find a safe.
Safe.
Yeah.
Safe. Okay.
Isn't our professional thief outside?
He's watching the back.
You can call
I think
me.
you could call him in.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can switch through.
Why don't you switch places with him and bring up the professional lock?
I'll go switch places with him.
Ooh, a safe.
Yeah.
So how many? So I have 4 locksmiths. Great. How much will it be to pick this safe open?
Just one.
Okay, 3. There we go.
Yeah. The safe door opens.
The good old Gisbees. Gotta love these tumble locks. The tumble locks. You can just listen to it with a stethoscope and just hear the tumblers going around the back inside.
Yeah. There's not much in the safe, except for a brown envelope, which you've opened to find a quite large sum of money. Counting it quickly, you'll see there's $955.
I don't see a reason to take his money.
No.
I said a large sum of money.
That is a large sum of money. It's the 30s.
It's the 30s. That's a large sum.
I'm a dilettante.
It's a large sum of money to the rest of them.
Yeah.
It's a
Anyway.
large sum of money for pretty much everyone because, again, it's the 30s.
Yeah.
And I'm Italian.
All right. Put it
I
back and
think
lock it up.
Italy never went through the Depression.
Oh, I'm
No,
sure
it
they
did.
had some trouble. Seeing as there was a war.
It really did, but that's a story for another time. Put it back and lock up the safe. We don't need him working out.
I will put everything back as it is.
And put all of the money back.
I did.
Okay.
Look, I'm not being paid to steal money. I'm here to steal information, all right?
And the last thing you'll find is just a bundle of letters with a different address on it. And that address is a more suburban area. Right?
All the same address?
Yeah, they're all the same address. There seem to be more bills and personal correspondences.
Could be his house.
Probably.
All right, Gray, what would it take to open one of them carefully? Let's go have a quick gen.
They're all open.
Oh, okay.
The letters have been opened and then filed.
Ah, okay, fine.
This man is too tidy for my tastes.
He's an ex-cop. He'll probably have kept some of the old ways. If they did kick.
The office, like we haven't been in there, or
Sorry, caught the last part, not the first part. So okay.
are we going to try to leave the office like we haven't been in there, or are we just gonna? Obviously, it was tossed
Here's
over.
a question, Greg. Can I spend a point of evidence collection to basically discard the evidence of us being there?
Yep.
Okay.
But you don't need to spend a point.
Works?
No, but he's got skill. He's got some skill that will.
Streetwise. Well, streetwise is the closest thing I got to skullduggery.
Yeah, but you'll be easy enough for you guys to make it look like you were never here.
Lock the door behind us.
Yeah, I'm assuming you've been careful.
Yeah, we didn't smash the window.
Okay, so we have two things pointing towards the mansion, meaning that's probably where the main quest is. So going to the farm is probably the subquest.
That's how you get free points of mythos knowledge for no benefit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so where to next, Jumps, or do you want to get lunch first?
Nah, check out the barn now. Get lunch before we head up the mansion. Let's clear up everything else before we deal with them.
Quick question: did they have McDonald's in the 30s?
No.
No,
Okay.
Most McDonald's is a post-war.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was first come about in like the 50s.
Yeah.
So it truly is one of the greater tragedies of the war that McDonald's became to exist.
White Castle was first.
All right, Burger King, man.
White Castle's not that bad, actually.
Doubt.
Anyway. All right. We get a Philly cheese and we go up to the
I don't
farm.
think the Philly cheesesteak has been invented yet either.
Bruce picked up some sandwiches. We'll be fine.
Better some ham and cheese in that deal.
I'll pay a point of preparedness if I have to, but you know.
All right, cucumber.
Alright, sorry, I've just fixed the
sandwiches in your pocket.
Sorry if the screen was a bit off. I just noticed it was a bit off in the screen, so I've just fixed that. It's not going to affect it again much. Alright, so you're heading off to the farm.
Yes.
I thought we were hitting the mansion first.
No, we're doing the mansion last.
Matt, we've had 2 plot points pointing us to the mansion. Ergo, the mansion's probably where the plot is.
For the benefit of someone who only saw the recap video a month ago, why were we going to the farm again?
Why aren't we checking out the detective's house?
We did.
We just did.
No. This is his office.
What would he have at his house that wouldn't have at his office?
Him?
Yeah.
Why would we want him?
We know he's tailing us. We know he's paid for a guy called W, possibly Walker, probably working out of Echevarri's mansion. End of the day, he doesn't look like he's learned anything other than that he could have picked up on the phone.
Also,
I'm more concerned about dealing with Echevarri than him.
Also, he seems like a very belligerent and angry man, and we would rather not get into a firefight with somebody for no good reason.
Yeah, I don't exactly have the authority to arrest him for being a dickbag in the wrong state. If he came out of New York, I could probably try and pull that off, but not here.
And wanting to avoid the classical player character narrow vision where we were immediately slighted by one man who will swear vengeance upon into the ends of the earth and pursue him above all other immediate plots or plans. You know what I mean?
He hit me.
And that's Carter's counterpoint to this.
Yes. I like Carcer's argument. It's completely valid from where I'm looking. I was figuring we show up, we ask him what he knows about Nectar, he spills the beans because he's like, oh shoot, they know. And then we come back, we have some information we can actually take to, someone who might be interested in that. Or we might find out what kind of heavies are waiting for us at the mansion. Should I go buy some more elephant guns?
We don't even know if there's anything he has anything to do with the mansion. All he knows is the mansion is like another one of the estate, the putting point to that estate.
He's a private detective who's been in the employ of a person for more than a week.
Mm.
All I'm reading is from what we heard out of his offices. His brief is pretty narrow. It's to investigate us, which means he's probably not in on the actual conspiracy. He's just whoever W's called to try and mess with us.
Mm-hmm. So if we go out to the barn, we can at least find out and see if we can find any more information. Because the thing is, the barn probably will have more historical information. Maybe there's a lab there that was not found or by anybody.
And not to mention, called from experience, if you're looking for a place to find a drugs lab, an abandoned barn in the middle of a farm is a pretty good bet.
Yeah, that is a good bet.
And there's probably still some wiggly Cthulhu things out there that might cause us all to go insane.
Okay, so that's a good reason to not go.
I don't know what he's talking about. We're going to the farm.
You don't know anything about wiggly Cthulhu things. It's fine.
I don't.
I have one point of Cthulhu mythos, so I know something of. I know some wiggly things with many mouths and eyes.
Right.
There's some kind of a South American dance, I think.
Ah, gotcha.
So wiggly. They're calling that a dance these days, the wiggly.
Well, there is this, this decadent and disgusting practice called the worm.
Yeah,
right.
sure. And you'll be telling me the next of these weird monsters is called the jitterbug.
Until we get to the mash, I think we're good.
I assume that's what we're talking about on the way to the farm, to be honest.
Yeah. All right.
The evil nature.
Well, no, apparently we're talking about whether or not any of us have actually murdered anyone.
Yeah,
you are. I'm not.
All right. You drive through the countryside, and arrive at a farm. It's not a very nice looking farm. The area looks like it's depleted.
Is it abandoned?
It's definitely abandoned. You wouldn't live in a place like that.
Definitely not. No.
Yeah. It sounds as if the roof is only just attached.
I do like this picture though, because it has this the way the two sticks basically frame these middle ground.
That is some excellent photography.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's to hide the difference between the Photoshop and the actual picture.
It works really well.
But it works really well, yeah. It's only because that's the type of thing I'd try and do that I picked it up, but it does work really well.
Gray's looking through this book for inspirations and
once you do start doing stuff like Photoshop and digital art like CGI, you start looking at stuff. You can't. I'm watching the kids' cartoons and seeing all the shortcuts they've done in the background, where they've used planes instead of actually rendering stuff.
It's like the horrible thing where you are when you've actually done some road work, you basically all the road the way the roads have eroded essentially over time.
Yep. Yeah. Part that great authors steal.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
So basically, Gray doesn't have any points of Cthulhu mythos. He has them in animation mythos.
Yes.
All right.
To be fair, that's a lot more useful.
True.
There are two buildings.
Okay.
So actually, there's one building. There's also two other buildings that seem to have burnt down a long time ago. Fortunado, your architecture,
yes,
tells you,
yes,
these are a barn and a farmhouse.
That have been put together, or that they are actually for a farm.
From their layout, they look to be they were a barn and farmhouse. It says that burning down about 10 years ago. But I'm quite not sure how architecture will tell you how long ago something burned down.
I mean, decay and everything else like that. But you were saying I generally know the layout of how these.
There's also the fact that we know how long ago they burned
Yeah.
down from other sources.
So Gray, you're saying that through architecture, I might or might not know how the general layout of this building might have had.
Yeah.
So would there be any point so would there look like anything in this building where I could spin a point of architecture and say like, this looks like there was a secret door or a secret wall or a secret underground here?
No, but as you go through, there were construction efforts were begun, and there's been fresh digging. But it looks like they were abandoned a few months ago.
So recently there has been...
Recently someone started trying to renovate the place, or at least do some building.
Or maybe digging up a stash of some sort?
Silence. There are signs, however, nearby, and I mean literal signs, for a housing development that's coming to the area.
So somebody's been doing some survey work.
Yeah. And if you kind of go like to one of the nearby hills, you can see that they've already started building dozens of houses on the adjacent land.
That's the expansion of the true blood of our times, suburbs.
So you don't have to take a Mythos roll for suburbs, then.
So wait, is this a Mulholland project?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
I don't know what that is. So,
Mulholland is the guy who basically surveyed all of LA. You may have heard of Mulholland Drive. It's named for him.
Honestly, no, but I'll take your word for it.
All right.
Mulholland Drive is the street in Hollywood where all the mansions are.
Right.
So, Discard, as you're kind of wandering around, poking around, something kind of leaps out of like a pile of rubbish or like foreigners and latches itself onto your legs.
Do I immediately roll? Okay.
So you look down and you've got a feral cat kind of like wrapped around your legs, full claws, and it's kind of biting into your jeans and hissing at you. And it's locked in quite tightly.
I will scuffle and judo throw the cat.
The cat flies off. The cat lands on its feet, arches its back, hisses at you once more, and then runs off.
Okay.
You don't take any damage from being attacked by a cat. Even the angriest house cat is not going to cause a point of damage. This is not D&D.
Okay.
I will note at this point I have already pulled my gun and am pointing it in his general direction.
What discards?
Yes.
That's
where the loud noise came from.
Okay. I'm just thinking in case he starts turning into some sort of cat werewolf.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a feral cat. A feral cat. There seems to be nothing really here though.
Yeah.
As architecture just says that this was a farmhouse and barn. Yeah. Nothing really has been. They're doing some surveying in the area. Not much here for like say something that would be hidden though. There's no spot hidden here.
No.
That is definitely weird behavior for a cat, though.
I mean, we've stepped on its territory, I guess.
It's a cat, not a dog.
Cats would.
Gray, is there an outdoorsman spend for that cat?
No.
Okay.
It's a cat. Discard is right.
We have biology or medicine. If you have, what skills have we got for that?
Well, I have medicine.
I have biology.
Yeah. I'll just double check see if anyone's got biology. Carter's got biology. So you two know that is very strange behaviour. Cats don't. Cats aren't normally homicidal.
I mean,
apparently, having not met any house cats.
So
they're not homicidal. They don't try and kill people.
Again, apparently not having met many house cats.
We're too large.
My first cat was a Maine Coon. It used to hunt the neighbourhood dogs.
Totally normal cat behavior. Completely expectable.
Alright. So, apart from that, there doesn't seem to be much from that bit.
So you're saying the cat could have been infected with something?
I'm not saying anything.
Or it could be, say, like... Where did the cat jump out of?
Just like some...
shots.
Like, part of the collapsed building.
Would to excavate the collapsed building, would there be any spins, say, that preparedness to have, say, a hatchet or something along the way?
Do you really want to disturb what is probably a very precarious balancing act?
I mean...
We have 2 people with architecture.
Yeah.
None of them have anthropology.
No.
What's the difference between anthropology and architecture?
Anthropology would be more for excavating a ruined building, given
have
that it's the
someone with
science related
anthropology.
to digging up old human stuff.
Wait, do we have someone?
Yeah, Tobin has
We do, but
anthropology.
I was referring to the 2 guys of us here with architecture.
Oh.
I mean, we could work together. You know, we could pool our intelligences. So,
Does that sound
Ray.
like us?
Gray, would it be a preparedness spend or preparedness check to have, say, some tools to remove parts of this burned out building, because we knew this place was already fucked.
I'll say it's just not even a spend.
Bruce, I'll need 250 feet of rope, 4 shovels, a crowbar, and bring me that extending pole.
He opens his belt and starts pulling the stuff out.
It's in the boot.
All right.
Did you really bring a 10-foot pole just to make that joke?
No, I brought an extendable pole in case I needed to hold up any part of a collapsed building or lever something from farther away.
Or to spring a trap from far.
Or make a joke.
All right. You start. You start rooting through the building.
It's actually part of the tent.
There's nothing really here. The building that remains was cleared out a long time ago. The buildings that are burned down don't really have anything in them. They're just rubble.
Okay, so...
and a sachet of catnip.
So nothing really here. Okay.
Yeah. The only thing you'll notice is that as you kind of move around the site, you notice that the area around it seems to be greener, if that's the right term for LA, than the actual land. There's like a circle of blight around the farm and the barn that's burned down.
Like a...
So area of the grass is not growing as well as the others. It's like this place is in winter where everything else is in summer.
Huh.
Okay, so
that kind of difference where it's not dead, but it's definitely not as vibrant as the other areas.
Now that's weird.
It's as if something was sucking the nutrients.
You can see it like on one side of the farm. There's like the buildings are going up. And there's a work crew there. The other side, you see another farmhouse, like probably a mile or so down the road.
I guess there's nothing really much here to get from here anymore. So might as well go on to the mansion next.
Agree. That time we had a little chat with Ekavara.
Yep, seems sensible. And let's get ready for war, because I don't think they'll be happy to see us.
Nah.
Everyone gets. We're gonna. So we want to get an full good 8 hours before going in.
Yeah, agreed. No harm in being ready for it. Get your guns. Get everything you need.
What was that, Carson?
Still on half health. I would appreciate some time to recover.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we should probably take a breather so he can not be sort of closer to dying than the rest of us.
Agreed. We've got to be on A game.
You're doing your laundry again.
So everyone rest up. We'll meet up again tomorrow. We'll
All right. So it's 2 points per day.
Mm-hmm.
So how long are you going to be waiting on?
Even one sort of like night's rest or whatever would be fine.
Taryn,
Discard.
I can hear you do your dishes.
I'm not doing dishes.
Then why am I hearing dishes sounds?
I don't know.
It's in your head, mate. Either that or it's Castle Wise. So.
No, because
anyway.
he's had himself muted.
Yeah. Anyway, I suggest we take a night, rest up, let people who actually need to heal up, and we go in the morning. Frankly, it also gives me a chance to deliberately delay writing a letter to the LAPD, so that I can claim that I was trying to tell them what was about to happen, but I just missed the post, so they'll get it after we're done. Welcome to Inter-Jurisdiction Friction with the Police Department of the United States. I'm not joking, by the way. I do intend to write that letter.
Mm-hmm. Just making sure it gets to them before, after everything was done has happened.
Oh, yeah. I intend to make sure they get it. Just, maybe they get it by the time we've already there and left. Terrible.
It's there. Left.
Totally sensible.
Everything's smoking on fire.
Completely understandable.
But then, I wouldn't have liked the guy. I told him what was happening. It's a terrible mistake with post.
Interstate post, what can we say?
Although, to be fair as well, I'm kind of hoping we don't leave the place on fire. Maybe we try and avoid that, but just saying.
In character, not a problem. We'll do our best. Out of character, it's Cthulhu mythos.
Yeah, out of character, I know what you mean.
Our effective weapons are running away and fire.
And surprise.
And even fire.
I said
doesn't
effective.
usually do it.
And if I have to go wait now.
That point.
I thought someone was going for a Monty Python reference.
Nope.
Yet.
It
I
just
don't
sounded
think
like
Karen
it.
has ever actually seen Monty Python.
Heresy!
I've seen most of it.
It's only a model. Alright, continuing on. So, we get 2 HP back from the night's rest, and
Yeah.
What's a half a refresh again? Will it be like a 24-hour refresh or what?
Let's have a quick gander at the rules.
I think it's like a general refresh. You only get investigators back at the end of those.
Refreshing ability pools, first and general pools. Whenever characters temporary haven themselves, free from danger and harmless sensations, and refresh up to 3 general abilities, except for health, sanity, and stability. So you don't get the full refresh, but you can do general pools up to. You can refresh 3 general pools.
Great. I'll refresh my preparedness.
I don't have anything to refresh.
Buy another bag of sandwiches.
Oh wait, yes I do. Interpersonal isn't. No, that's an investigative.
Yeah.
Well, that means I can punch better. I got my sense trouble back, and I can shadow again.
Ain't no harm in that.
All right.
But yeah, morning after, let's go and have a word. Sorry, the official words used in the report will be, and then we went to have words with him.
I want to see the manager.
Yeah.
Some of those words may have been delivered by hand.
Some of those words may have involved the phrases high explosive or ammunition.
Causes ears prick up.
Look. Percussive communication is a variation of cop talk.
Nah, that's interrogation.
It depends on whether you want information or you just want them to go away.
That's a fair point.
All right.
With 7 points of explosives to do either.
Meanwhile, if you're using a compressor, it's disguise.
So, Pasadena. That's your destination?
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Yeah, that's definitely your destination. Are you driving straight up to the door?
Straight through the door?
No,
You're
not
going to
straight
actually kind of hang around and have a look?
Yeah, I'd like to at least have a quick look first, before we go and knock the front door.
Okay, so you drive up and the mansions are in a nice area, all set back from the road, gates, quite large gardens. As you drive past the address, you notice that the name on the sign at the date is not Enchilada, it's Tremel.
Tremel.
Trammel.
Tremel.
I swear, out of character, we've heard that name before.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
the professor of ancient religion, and he's one of the people responsible for the material that the cult was based on.
Gotcha.
It doesn't seem to be guarded. For your quick drive past. There seems to be a few places where you could easily set up shop and keep watch on it if you want to do a longer term surveillance.
I mean, I hope it doesn't involve survival check. We haven't got that badly off the horse, have we? Alright. I actually am all for taking a little extra time to stake him out. Just nothing else.
I'm good for that.
Yep.
I can stake out.
I'm not sure I have any skills that would be useful for it, but sure, let's stake out.
I will have my sense treble meter ready to go. Spider senses tingling.
Actually, I guess I have outdoorsman, so I could help camouflage us.
Sense tremel or sense trouble.
If this was a Star Trek, it would be set triple.
Alright. So,
And if we were in a symphony, it would be sense treble.
Hey!
I think this conversation has gone deeply into sense triple.
Hey! No, that's Star Trek.
You already made that one.
yeah, you
I
already
was trying to
said
say sense trivial, but
No.
I fucked it up.
Okay.
No, you should have said sense quibble.
Yeah, yes.
Can we have a stealth check, please?
You mean
Is
stealth?
stealth even a skill?
Yes,
It is a skill.
Yes.
Huh.
So
That's
wait,
weird.
okay,
It's not on my
I
list.
gotta remember what is the means to like. Okay,
Oh,
there
I
we go.
know, there it is.
A stealth check.
Yes.
All right, stealth is like shadowing but staying still. So let me do mine.
Yeah, it's just from one person in the group.
5.
Let's see what. Okay, and I've got to check something else.
I most likely got made because my roll was dog shit.
No, it's the total, isn't it?
I hope so.
Okay. That was a hidden roll. If you didn't figure that one out.
Well, we're all doomed. The sniper is sticking in place and is ready to zero in on our domes right now.
Yeah. So, after a bit of time sitting in, the scenic view at the top and other places, you notice that there are a quiet staff of serious and especially muscular Mexicans who seem to be always on hand. They're not patrolling, they're not obvious guards, but, that hedge does seem to get clipped at least once a day. There was always someone moving around in a not too obvious way.
Good and swarthy types.
Yeah. These guys, if these are the most swole housing staff you've ever seen, if they're housing staff. You also notice that there does seem to be a not steady but a coming and going of the house. The people seem to arrive and then kind of leave a little. Different people will leave a bit later. You're too far out to see anything beyond specifics, but every few hours on the day you spend, there are a car arrives or leaves.
So general coming and going, but it's kind of a It seems like they're running an operation here, right?
I'm not going to fill in the blanks. Good fishing, though.
You can't blame him for trying.
No, I can't blame Phil.
I gotta get better bait. You know me for too long, Gray.
Yeah.
So we know that these cars full of people come and go every few hours, right?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, we do at least have a window where we could try and get a little closer before the cars show up. And hopefully where there's minimal swarthy Mexican gardeners hanging.
I'm pretty sure there's always going to be several swarthy Mexican gardeners around.
Did any of these swarthy Mexican guards look to a certain level of armed or no?
These swarthy Mexican guards are all legit gardeners. I am Dutch.
No, they do seem to be walking around like, the top buttons of their coat open, glistening in the sun. But yeah.
No. But nothing like saying nothing to show like they have like.
They're not carrying rifles or anything like that. They may have concealed pistols, but not that you can see.
They're not out now. We're here to fuck you up if you try to trespass.
Yeah.
But they are very obviously there to fuck you up if you try to trespass.
These are clearly the alarm system for the guys in the house with the big guns.
So swarthy Mexican alarms.
Yeah.
They're gardeners.
Gardeners, yeah. Can we get a few more adjectives in here?
Gardener. I fuck Terran.
You finally get it.
No, I got it. I just couldn't find my fucking push to talk button.
No, I meant the push to talk button. No, I didn't.
Oh dear, well done. Alright, well, in which case, do we want to try and sneak in, or are we going to have to approach the front door?
Do we want to hit one of these cars after they leave to find out what's going on?
Yeah, that's an option. Probably want to give it a few streets, though.
Right. We don't want to make a mess, where it's going to be noticed.
We could always just wait until they're on the highway.
True. Probably the safest way of doing it as well.
I mean, I'm probably a good enough driver to follow them without attracting much notice.
Well, yeah, but we want to get them before they get back to wherever they're going.
Or, well, we could either follow them and jump them halfway, or we follow them back to wherever they're going and get them there.
See, the issue with that is it's going to be a lot more conspicuous if we take them when they finish up wherever they're going. Basically, what I'm saying is we should probably hit them before they get back to people who might try to fight us over them.
Yeah, agreed. Alright, in which case then, I suggest we wait for the next car and then follow it. Jump it on the highway. Sounds like a plan to me.
Suits.
Can I use shadowing to shadow people in vehicles, Gray?
Yes, you can.
Not okay. I mean, not on foot, but driving a vehicle.
Yeah, no, I assumed you weren't going to try and follow a car on foot.
Yeah, we'd have to roll really well for that.
That might work in a city center, not so much out here.
Yeah. All right. So, is there any? So, well, yeah, this is an opposed roll, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
can I spend drive to improve it as well?
Well, I'm going a 4.
You can make drive check.
So here's the thing. I'm putting 5 into this just because I got my shadowing back.
Okay.
That's a big push.
And I know
we might need it.
My rolls are good.
Okay. You fall in behind the car. It doesn't seem to do any indication that it knows you're following. And it drives back into town. It makes a stop and lets out a rather well-dressed man who looks tired. He kind of staggers a little bit and then kind of straight itself and enters a well-to-do apartment block. The car then moves on. You follow it again. And it kind of moved to a worse area of town where it kind of picks up a couple of bums off the street and then starts to turn around.
Yeah, that's suspicious.
I mean, okay. Do we want to like go back around and say hello to that man, though, that tired-looking man that was dropped off?
Yeah, the bums are probably the cover. I'm more interested. Yeah.
Well, they're picking up the bums, but they dropped off a dude.
Gray, I'm going to assume that if this were an actual taxi, you would have mentioned something about that.
Yeah. No, this is definitely not a taxi.
All right.
Okay, let's go across the Mano in a well-to-do apartment complex.
All right, you arrive at the apartment complex.
Yes.
There are 20 numbers on the door, and you have no idea which one's his.
I see the problem here.
Have lights on in their windows.
Well, he was a tired
When
looking.
he comes back, he might have lights on in his place.
What time is it? Because
You say you were watching for most of the day, so it's going to be later in the evening. So, yeah, probably a few lights on, a few lights off. Probably about 50-50.
God damn it! Why don't
the
I?
The bigger
have...
issue is we don't know the numbering scheme, and we wouldn't be able to tell from the outside which ones are numbered which.
If I was an intelligent man, I would have points in disguise, so I could do a quick rush up disguise and have a clipboard, look slightly like a solicitor, and knock on whichever door and see anyone who shows up and see which one would be our man.
But what if he has a no soliciting sign?
Does it ever work?
I wouldn't know.
You could just ring all the bells and see who poked their head out.
That's what basically I was offering to do.
Except you wanted to go to a bit more nuance.
Yeah,
Slightly
the nuance might be a good idea.
Does anyone have disguise?
I have a point in disguise. So if nobody else does it, I can cover that. Maybe.
You disguise yourself as a New York police officer?
Yeah, that's called a botch on a disguise.
It's flawless. No one will guess it was you.
Yeah, true. Why would an NYPD officer be down here in LA?
The real question, who would notice the difference?
Now that's a good shout indeed. And if they can tell the difference, that means they're shady.
Yes.
Or they can read.
Detail.
You've smashed out the NY and written in LA.
Yeah, magic marker makes all difference.
Yes, I just transferred.
Yeah, they haven't had time to sort my uniform out yet. All right, in which case, if nobody else does it, Gray, would it be a spend to just first of all, would it be disguised to sort of pull off that kind of act, by pushing buzzers and seeing, who responds to going, hi, I'm...
Probably more of an interpersonal spend.
Reassurance?
Reassurance would probably be a better one.
Okay, that can't be me then, I'm afraid.
What's up?
I've got 1 point.
I have 2 points in reassurance left.
I mean, it depends what tack you want to take. I mean, you could do cop talk, but you'd have to phrase it more as you're looking for something, which might...
That would raise his goat, though, and I kind of want to avoid that.
Well, the thing is that we're not raising... We don't worry about his goat, because as soon as we find him, we're pretty much going to walk in on his apartment and, get information out of him. It's more the fact of not raising the star level of this entire complex by having some guys just knock on every door.
Yeah.
Somebody.
And not to mention having like a random cop moment show up at him. Might not be good. So I'd rather someone took the reassurance.
I mean, if you're the one who does if we do reinsurance and then do cop talk to him.
Oh yeah.
But okay, so team of 3, Fortunato, police officer, and the get reassurance, and our medic. We're going to knock on every door here. We're going to do what's our cover story?
I have no idea.
Gas leak? No. If it's asking what's
No.
No.
We're tracking a pickpocket?
Maybe? Who knows? What elaborate but plausible reason would a person have to come to knock on every door at this apartment complex?
Home insurance.
Okay, we're insurance salesman.
I have a moderate amount of loose currency. We could be giving out a prize raffle.
That's a little... Do they do that? I don't think they do that.
Are you going to complain if someone knocks on your door, hands you a moderate amount of money wrapped up in a pretty bow, and says, "Congratulations, you won"?
Especially considering it's the Depression.
Only if we were say trying to buy votes for an election, which probably still happens around this time.
I mean, we could do that too, but my way is less crime.
I prefer the less crime route, but that also includes not randomly. Well, I mean, I guess it is your money; it's your choice if you want to pay as part of this.
I mean, it's my credit rating. I can spend it as frivolously as I want to, and that happens to be my what's his name? Thing.
Okay, so we take you along as well. Let's go knock on doors.
All right. So with a reassurance spend, also you get through multiple doors. Just you knock, get the wrong person, apologize or whatever.
Give him cash.
Give him a bit of cash.
Congratulations, you've won. Here's a small amount of money. Don't tell anybody for at least 3 days. Thank you.
There's a little old lady with a shotgun who takes a little bit more talking down. Yeah, you're surprised you can hold the shotgun up, actually. Quite impressive. And finally, you have to knock twice on this door, but then a very tired-looking man, you kind of recognizes the one you saw earlier, opens the door. What is it? I'm trying to get to sleep. He's kind of half dressed in his pajamas.
What is it? So we actually found him?
You found him, yes.
Okay. Forward the police officer.
Yeah. Look, sir, I'm sorry to get you up. I appreciate it's late, but I do just have some with the top. I'm with the police. Can I come in?
He immediately stiffens when you say the word police. No, not without a warrant, I think.
Very well, then I will have to ask you some questions here in the corridor. Are you sure you want your neighbours to hear what I have to ask you?
He's kind of looking around. You can see kind of like a door creaking open. It's the little old lady again.
Being wise. Oh, what's that joke?
So it's the little old lady. He
Of course, it's the little old lady.
Oh, okay. Just come in.
Thank you.
And you shut the door. The apartment smells. It's obviously not been cleaning. There's kind of plates of dirty food. It's not been washed up. Guy obviously lives alone. It was a nice place once, but it's definitely been let to slide. Probably about five years out of date, fashion-wise. So, but you can just about notice that it's kind of old-fashioned without being completely off.
Without being completely out of date. Okay.
Yeah, you can see some of the appliances need a bit of modernisation, stuff like that. But he doesn't seem to care. It's mainly just downgrade. It's run down.
It is the Depression.
Yeah. But for the neighbourhood, it's unusual for the neighbourhood. If this was a poor area, you wouldn't even think twice. But
it's as if this man here has gained a certain problem and has stopped keeping up the appearances.
Just as an FYI, a blade of his army exploded, so he'll be back. All right, well, look, thank you very much for your time, sir. I promise I'll be quick as I can. We've had reports of some disturbance over in Pasadena with a friend who, when we asked him for some more details, said you might be able to help out. He suffered disturbances with a neighbor and said you might be able to act as a character on his behalf. Just a moment, sorry. Where's my behalf? And I'll just sort of make a theatrical thing of rummaging through my pockets for a second. Yes, sorry. The owner was a man named Echivara. He said you might be able to intercede on his behalf.
Never heard of no Enchivaba.
My apologies. I may be... yes. Just a moment. Trammell? Mr. Trammell was the owner?
I'm not talking about Mr. Trammell.
He says he's not talking about him, that he doesn't know him.
Okay. Sorry, you can understand why I ask. He did say that you might be a character. You do know him at least. He's not... I just want to make sure he's not been wasting my time.
He's kind of looking. He's like, I think you should leave.
Can I spend a point of intimidate?
Yep.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Cracking my knuckles very loudly, I guess. I don't know. Like, we just need to know. I don't know.
Go for something a bit subtler. Remember, I'm here in cop mode.
Okay, you're in hot cop mode. He didn't say he didn't know Mr. Trammell, sir.
No, indeed.
It seems like he does. So that means he might know this Mr. Trammell man. And being knowing this Mr. Trammell man may be a bit of a problem after a certain while. So.
No, indeed. And after the trouble Mr. Trammell's apparently been through to call us in, then probably for the best that the investigation keeps going quickly, smoothly as it gets.
Look, Trammell called you in. You work for Trammell.
There was a disturbance at his place, and I've been asked to investigate.
Look, I'll get him the money. Look, it's getting harder to shift the stuff. Yeah, look, I already did my time in the pit.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm not here to investigate your ex-con records, sir. I'm just trying to investigate what happened to Mr. Trammell's place. He did say some things have been taken. Would this be what he was asking you to take care of?
No. I'm just part of the distribution. Yeah, I know I'm a little bit behind. I've done my time. I will make it up. None of you guys are interested? Yeah, I've got some stock.
Stock in?
Yeah, of course I've got stock.
Are you trying to sell to a legal representative of the law, sir? No.
I'm trying to sell to some good friends of Mr. Trammell.
That's a good man. Sure, I will. I'm a little bit low. Would you mind? Can I spend a thing of credit rating to acquire what this man's stock might be?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And then he will kind of bring out a vial of liquid. Here you
go. Thank you. My missus was missing a bit of this.
Yeah.
Is this high grade nectar or?
There's only one grade of nectar. You can't cut it. People have tried, but it just doesn't work.
It would be great. It would be great right now if you were to say that this was an entire sting.
I mean, it sort of is, but
yeah, it's just I don't have out of character. I don't exactly have the authority to make that point. Wrong neighbor.
I mean, you are. If you how much cop talk do you have left over?
Oh, plenty. But...
Do you want to cop talk the cops at the precinct and bring this man in?
That won't work.
Okay.
Remember, his last cop talk contact basically told him, "Too many cops are dirty. Don't go talking about this."
True. Yeah. Okay. True enough.
All right. Well,
that's why I'm here.
Just to help me and Mr. Trammell fill in the blanks, then, sir. When did you last take a shipment out so that he can check when the theft occurred? Make sure you didn't do anything funny.
Well, I picked up today's, this shipment today. Before that, a month or so, I've not been able to sell very easily.
Who would normally be buying? What about the people who would normally be buying?
Other people are muscling in on my help. We're not organised. We don't have patches. You just sell to whoever you can sell.
Right. Are these other people's Trammell's men, or are the other?
Everyone with Nectar's Trammell's men. Nectar only comes from Trammell.
Thank you. Just want to make sure.
All right. Well, let me put it this way. If you tell the truth, then we'll never see each other again. I'll explain to Mr. Trammell that you had nothing to do with the business of his place, and I've no doubt that whoever did make the mistake of taking Trammell is properly dealt with. But I think it'd be best for now if you don't go out of state. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll make sure Mr. Trammell understands that you had nothing to do with this, unfortunately. Okay?
And if we do have to come back to see you, we can take you back to the pit where you clearly enjoyed yourself.
I wouldn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just something you have to do sometimes. Spend a day there. I need to rest for a week. So, you know what I mean? You've probably done your own time in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, been there.
I will effectively give a 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes it's what you have to do just to get ahead. Yeah, I'm not one of these weirdos who does it because I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's the stuff makes you do stuff.
We will not say easily, and I guess we'll cut out while the cutting's good.
Just one thing before I go. You said one of Trammell's other guys was muscling in and making your life tough.
Yeah.
Who that was?
No, not really. Dempsey? It's a name I heard.
Okay. Well, you best hope it is this Dempsey that's been making Mr. Trammell's shipments difficult. Then. You never know, you might get your business.
Ah, that'd make my life a lot easier.
But just to make things absolutely clear, don't go spreading this around. Mr. Trammell has asked us to be discreet, and I intend on keeping it that way. But saying that, as long as we remain discreet, then I wish you a good evening, and hopefully we don't talk to each other again for a long time. No offense.
No, if I never see you again, I will be happy.
Makes two of us. Well, have a good evening, sir.
Same to you. I'm going to go sleep for a week.
G'day.
Aye. And he's pretty much undressing as you're halfway out the room. He's that dead tired.
Okay, so Trammell is trafficking this nectar stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this nectar stuff seems very unsavory.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a vial of it.
We have a vial of it.
Yeah, you just bought your first drugs. Congratulations.
And apparently, whatever this stuff is makes them do some shady shit in the quote. Although some people apparently...
In the pursuit of it or because of it.
Yeah, so what?
Great.
And we're in the 30s, so I can't say, like, get this to a lab.
No.
Well, you could probably get the stuff to make a lab, or you could probably rent space in a lab. That wouldn't be that hard.
Go ahead.
I have a point in chemistry. I could analyze it if we could, get some lab space.
We've got Carter, who is pretty much the scientist.
Yeah, I got all the science stuff required.
We rub Carcer on it for him to go insane.
It's bigger. It's smaller than he is. It'd be easier to rub it with him. Him with it, rather.
All right. Do we want to stare into this? Stare into the void of what this might be.
So, looking at it, it's an ampule. So, it's probably, the vial you've got is about an inch long with a stopper in the top. There's very, very much liquid in there. You could, with surface tension, it's probably just like a drop you could get out of there.
So it's a really small amount.
Really small amount of liquid. I'd say an Eppendorf, but I don't think most of you know what an Eppendorf size-wise is. In it's probably about a mil. In UK amounts, if you know what that talks.
So it's a very small amount that people do very crazy things for.
Yeah.
Sounds like drug.
So about as much you can get on a slide, then.
Yeah. You probably do a couple of slides worth. Because you don't need much on a slide.
All right. Let's go.
It's kind of a cloudy, it's kind of white, milky, kind of more towards the kind of opaque size of it. Translucent, milky colour, like watered down milk. And if you pop the top and have a smell, it's got like a really pungent, mossy smell.
And I will immediately leave the room if you do.
So if you want to go any more, you're going to have to find a lab in the morning, which won't be hard.
That we can do.
Yeah.
That will not be a problem.
Alright, so you just rent a bit of space in one of the university labs. Yeah, it's depression, they're always looking for a bit of extra cash. And it won't even cost them that because you're not going to be there for more than a little while. Alright, so. Carcer. Herbert West spends a good few hours poring over slides and pushing stuff in the Bunsen burners and all that. And yeah, it's not similar to anything biological or chemical you've ever come across. It's possibly alive, but you're not sure if it's plant, animal, fungus, or something completely different.
Also, biology and pharmacy. If any of those are relevant.
Biology's also getting this. Alright, so give me a 1-point mythology stability test.
How do you do that again?
Just roll a d6. It's mythology, so it's 5. Right, you lose a point of stability.
Goodbye, stability.
It's only 1 point, it's fine.
Like the cap or just the...
Just the top. Just you can recover it. You're just losing a point of it for now.
Okay.
Not a permanent loss. I don't think there's anything that actually... The only thing that permanently takes stability down is mythos.
Yeah, you don't lose...
No, that's your sanity, so yeah. So nothing will permanently reduce your stability, but this has just knocked you for a little bit because... it doesn't really...
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, stability is usually represented by people, and like if one of those people gets killed, then you lose stability.
If people start running around and start takes an axe and murders your pillars' ability, you'll crumble quickly.
Yeah.
I'd appreciate if no one would.
Yeah, it'd be nice if nobody did that, but we do have to check that.
I'd miss Bruce.
Carcer, what is your drive?
Sudden shock.
Sudden shock. Oh, I don't get to play that bit on you.
What drive? What's the drive that would be a? What drive is the
curiosity or thirst for knowledge?
I knew it was going to be curiosity. That's why I picked it.
Either of those basically says you're doomed without intervention because you will continue with the research.
No, Herbert West is slightly smaller than that.
Yeah. So, you also don't have to make the... Do you want to try it?
Do you want to make the what?
Do you want to try it?
Oh, no.
No, Herbert West is probably going to try it on somebody else, though.
Not it.
We were in... Well, look, here's the thing. We are in a university. We do the thing we always do in university. We bribe a test up and grab a student.
Of course, just grab a student. There's no way that will possibly end badly.
Yeah.
Are we going to do that, or...?
I mean, I'm kind of not down with inflicting nectar on random members of the public, but
It's just a drug. You can't get addicted to stuff from one use.
You say that. But you haven't tested it yet.
But this is a highly effective psychotropic that we know on people it has been used on have exhibited highly unusual behavior.
Do we say, do we have a mice or cats to try it on?
Actually, yeah, that's a really
animals.
Yeah.
Sure.
So apart from that, you feel like there's... Yeah. You feel like there could be... You can learn more if you spent more time.
Or had more of it or something.
Yeah, it'd be a 2-point stability test.
I'll do it.
Right.
Is there something that I can spend on this to make it easier? I can't remember.
You can spend a point of stability to get +1. So every point you spend, for 2 points, it's not really worth it.
No, it's not really worth it. Let me just try not to roll a damn 1 again.
Don't say that.
Right, 2
Hey,
points of
guys.
stability. No, it's still not there. You still don't. There's just something behind it. You know, you feel like if you just spent more time, you could get it. It's just that ever-present sense that you're on the edge of a breakthrough.
Is this another test?
You
Am
got
I
very
now-
quiet.
Sorry. Hear me now?
Yeah, better.
Okay. Are you
I think
saying
we're picking some background noise up. I think it was your microphone was fighting between the two.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There is some background noise here.
It's not a problem. I think it's just your microphone didn't know which one to focus on.
Yeah. Sorry, are you saying I can try again, or?
Yep, you can try again for another 2 point.
Sure. Why the hell not?
You're only
Are you
going.
sure your drive isn't curiosity?
No, you're not. You're still not there.
Oh, God damn.
How much ability do you have left, Cursor?
You spent most of a day now in the lab. You've subjected to most things in the test.
Anyway, while he's stuck in the lab,
Yeah.
Mr. Tobin is going to go around and see if anybody knows this Trammell guy at the university.
Good plan.
No one in the university has heard of Trammell. I think you're getting your NPCs confused. Trammell was mentioned.
Aris was the ancient religious.
Aris is the guy. Yeah, Ayres.
Oh yeah,
He's the guy at the university.
We already investigated him. So
yeah, Trammell was the other member of the Big Three. So it was Enchivara, Ayres, and Trammell. Enchivara, is dead. Ayres apparently went on a
sabbatical,
archaeological sabbatical, and then disappeared. And Trammell is apparently in Enchivara's old mansion.
Does anybody else want to help Carson try and nail this today?
You know what? I'll spend. So, Greg, can I spend my stability and give him a hand?
Do you have chemistry, biology?
No.
No. You were no use in the lab.
Somebody else said they had. I think ablative.
I have chemistry. I can give it a look at.
Yeah.
Probably some ectoplasm or something.
Oh, God damn.
All right, so you lose a point of stability.
What is with our dice today?
Wow.
Let's do this one more time.
Hey, Doc Tobin, catch.
All right.
I'm gonna do this one more time and then walk away from this.
There we
go.
Great, you don't lose any stability, but you still don't find anything else.
What?
It was a trap.
It was
It's literally written. That's why it says people with the curiosity or thirst for knowledge will probably get sucked into this, and will be driven insane.
Okay, we take
It's like you always think like you're about to get it, but you're not.
All right, so basically, can we say that after his last final stability threat roll, he, in frustration, takes it and just throws it against the wall, wasting it all.
Wasting it.
Like, he basically takes it and just angrily throws it and destroys it.
I mean, frankly, unless we want to particularly test it on some mice, I'd really rather destroy it anyway. So,
look, we know we basically, well, out of character, we know we have some Cthulhu juice that trying to understand is a fool's error in a mug's game.
All right.
Yeah, but in character,
as it hits the wall, Abitus. As it hits the wall, Tobin. Abitus Tobin.
Yep.
You kind of like, everyone kind of sees it hits the wall and looks away, but you glance back and just for a second you see a mouth on the wall where the fluid was.
I immediately take out my pocket camera and try to take pictures of it.
It's gone, but kind of like you see it out the corner of your eye, just like pucker and like broken teeth, and by the time you turn back it's gone. Maybe a stability check. No, lose 2 points of stability.
A full form apparition.
All right. Okay.
Wall.
Screw trying to figure out what this stuff is. Let's just go in with shotguns and put it into this. All right.
Agreed. If we're not going to get anything more out of the drug, then it's about time we have words. Have words with the others of the house.
Should we call in some backup? I mean, if the local officers are,
suspect,
compromised, is there some government agency we could call in?
I mean, out of character, I don't think the FBI exists yet.
No, the FBI is... What?
Pretty sure the FBI was around.
No, the FBI is post-war, I think.
It's Prohibition. They set the FBI up.
Oh,
Prohibition, you're right.
The Untouchables were set up for the Prohibition.
This is Hoover's FBI, though. They're Iggy.
Yeah.
Great, we can use them as cannon fodder.
Yeah, 1908 the FBI was set up.
Okay.
I don't think we have the authority to call them the FBI.
One of us is a cop who has evidence of a drug ring,
and
that the local cops are compromised.
And I can lead them straight to where the actual drug baron, or whatever the equivalent of, is hanging out. Granted, it's not a completely closed case, but it's enough for the FBI to at least go in there and stop. If they go in there and cause mischief and they start a fight, then we can do something about it.
So you're going to call up the local FBI?
Yeah. I'm going to go out of town for a little while and then, away from the university and the cop shop, and then I'm going to call up. I assume I would know somebody in the FBI.
But probably not in the local. You've probably had a run-in with an agent. I mean, the FBI at this stage are probably... I'm assuming most cops never run into a Fed.
Yeah, true.
Not too often.
Yeah, so... It would be a spend. Probably a 2-point spend from your cop talk.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that.
I mean, I could just spend a credit rating or two. I happen to have met the assistant to the assistant of the deputy director of the FBI at a party in.
Yeah, again, that could be a 2-point spend for that.
Okay.
No, it was Switzerland. It was Switzerland last year.
All right, so I'm spending 2 points cop talk for the FBI. What did you tell you were spending points on?
All right. But if you're spending, then I can save mine for something else.
He was going to spend. He was giving another option, which is fine. All right. You remember the agent you worked with on one of the your cop cases, and you're able to ring him up and get after an hour. Well, the swearing from the lab next door increases.
Yeah. Just make sure I don't promise him a sample of the drug in question as I hear the actual shack.
Yeah.
That's not going to be an option.
Yeah. This is Fredrickson.
Miss Fredrickson, hi. It's Detective Dalton. We met in NY.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Look,
what can I do for you?
Well, do you want the good news first or the bad news?
I always prefer the bad news.
All right, the bad news is I have pretty firm leads on a drug ring down in LA, and I could do with some help.
LA isn't that a local thing?
No.
Anyway, what are you doing in LA? You're a New York cop. You're massively outside your jurisdiction.
Yeah, tell me about it. I know, but I was asked to help out by a local in NY, and the trail led to LA. And trust me, this is the longest busman holiday I've ever been on. And I'm not going on one again. It's been a hell of a job, this one. Anyway, my point is that the good news is I have pretty good leads on where the actual ringleader is hanging out. I just don't have the manpower. LAPD is not trustworthy down here.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me that twice.
Yeah, you can see why I'm not going to them with this.
All right, so what is it? Coke?
Look, I know it's something called nectar, and I know it's a massive psychotropic. I've got a friend of mine testing it in the lab right now, so I can't give you anything harder, but it's, from what they've told me so far from the early tests, serious shit. Excuse my French.
Nectar? Don't think we've ever heard of it.
No, to be honest with you, I hadn't until I came to LA either, but apparently it's beginning to do the rounds.
Tell them the Mexicans are involved.
look, we can work on this. We can get somebody on. 3 to 6 months to build up the case. Yeah.
Look, I get that part, but equally, look, the New York case I'm working on involves a pretty high-ranking dilettante. She's shaking my commissioner for answers. He wants action now. I could get you to the house in question where the Baron's hanging out. More importantly, if you want to give your superior something more to work with, the guy's got about 4 dodgy gardeners from Mexico working for him. I don't know if you could use that as a credit, but
I don't think we can use Mexicans in LA working for people as a reason to bust a mansion.
Do you remember this is the 30s, Gray?
Yeah, but still, that just means that they're not even illegal. They're just like, busted.
All right, look, you can see where I'm coming from. I can't exactly go to the LAPD with it, and I need help kind of quicker than 3 to 6 months. Do you have anybody spare who could just go in with me now on an investigative basis?
I can contact the local branch. I can try and get you to, get you talking to whoever's down there. But I can't make any promises. I mean, we're pretty stacked out at the moment.
No, I get that. And listen, it goes without saying, anything we do find, we'll hand this over to you guys.
Alright, yeah. Can't make any promises. We'll see what the local guys are doing. I definitely can't ship anyone down here for, an unknown drug. I mean, if you had something more concrete or something we knew about, yeah, but, we're going to have to do the groundwork on this one.
All right.
People like to think we're all powerful, but really, if we just go around knocking doors, we won't be around for a lot longer.
Yeah, no, I get that. And to be honest with you, what you're sending it's a lot better than I was working with this morning, man. So I appreciate it.
All right, yeah, take care. Try not to get yourself shot. Drug dealers are not nice people.
Yeah, no, I hear that. And like I said, if we get anything, we'll send it over to you.
Yeah,
thanks,
appreciate it.
Talk to you soon. All right. Returning to the group. Well, you know, a task force. My man's going to have a chat with the local FBI branch to see if they can. That's a bit of manpower for an investigation. It's either that or wait 3 to 6 months until they can actually build a formal case. Say, I don't think that's an option.
I mean, we can always just kick down the door.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. We may be going down the kick down the door route, but I want to make sure we have all the manpower the FBI can load us first.
I mean, yeah, but the main problem is that comes with red tape and everything. We might need to kick down the door and immediately burn everything there.
Hey, if they start shooting at the FBI first, kicking down the door is an entirely legitimate thing. They start shooting at us first. They're far more legitimate.
Or he's getting locals, and he's getting locals. The FBI might turn around and point their guns at us and start shooting us first.
Thank you for pointing out an absolute nightmare that I really haven't hoped we'd be walking into. It's nice to know that I can rely upon you to bring up the worst case scenario in any situation.
Anytime, Home Slice.
But beyond that, if Herbert's done, what did you do to the wall?
They had a disagreement with the sample.
Got it. Okay. So that's not a sample I'm going to be able to hand over, is it?
The wall's starting to go a bit black.
Ah, for Christ's sake. Right, okay, fine. We'll just have to make sure that we lift some of this stuff from the house when we hit it.
Hey, look, I'm the one who had to buy in the first place.
No. That's not a dig at you. That's a dig at... And I just gesture at the wall. Also, shit, we need to clean that before we leave. Otherwise, I got to really charge us rent for repairs.
Give me this. Let me go grab a towel.
Yeah, get up. Maybe a mop. Bucket.
Great. Does anything happen to me while I towel it off the wall?
No, it just smells. You think you're going to have the smell lingering for a few days? It's one of those that's getting up in the back of your nose.
Mold.
And people take this on purpose?
Apparently so.
Yeah, you can't really imagine what it would taste like based on the smell.
Out of character, like, I have an idea what this might be, but I'm not going to say it.
Good plan.
Yeah, even out of character, I'm not quite sure what it is, but I've got a semi-good idea. Let's hold on to it for now.
Okay.
All right. In which case, Gray, how long is it going to take for some friends of ours to check in?
What friends?
The FBI friends.
Oh no, he's giving you a number.
Oh, sorry. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just before I call it, it's not like a number we've encountered, say, in Pisner's notes, something like that, is it?
No, it's definitely a local FBI number.
Okay.
You can check it up on the like you can check most of the extension up on the in the phone book. That's what I'm looking. I was about to say on the internet, but it's like no.
Yeah,
if I've got access to the internet.
Yeah, the true horror of the Cthulhu mythos is the cult had access to the internet all the way around. That's why they always beat.
One, I hope it's not battery powered.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Cthulhu mythos. It ain't going to be battery powered. It's going to be people powered, literally.
Look, the Matrix taught us that people can be batteries too.
I mean, this is true. Not exactly a precedent I want to follow. All right.
You shouldn't follow any precedent set by the mythos. It's just bad mojo all the way down.
Well, you're not wrong at all. All right. I place a call.
All right. It rings and picks up. Yeah. Yeah, Jackson.
Jackson, Detective Dalton, your superior may have sent word down. I was to talk to you about a help I needed on a case here.
Oh, yeah, you're the New York guy.
Yeah, appreciate I'm a little out of my patch. Listen, the job involves a mansion over in Pasadena. I've got good intel that the owner is at charge of a small drug peddling ring around here. Connected back to my patch. Had a dilettante lose her father to it. Long story short, she wants us to investigate, and the trail led him. I could do with some help actually investigating the house.
Well, pretty stacked out at the moment. You know, we got Nazis looking to watch over and all that.
Sorry, out of character. Say that again, Gray. The bit cut out there for me.
Then we've got Nazis to watch over and all that.
Yeah, shit. It's another rally time for them, is it?
Oh, it's always a rally time around here. Trying to get the fingers into the film industry. Start propaganda.
Nazis making films in the US. Pull the other legs. But yeah, I guess anything can happen.
But, well, might be able to stand along a junior guy. But, you know, we're not going to have a warrant.
No.
We're not even really heard of Nectar.
I mean, full disclosure, I'm sort of hoping we don't get to the point where a warrant would be required. I just need some extra manpower while we do the legwork. And I've already said to your boss that you're going to get everything we find to help your investigation later. Just even a junior can help us with the manpower aspect.
All right, yeah. I've got some new guy kicking around. Wants to do some of his own work, so...
You can tell him he's working for the cops. That'll help him.
Yeah, possibly. Right, I can only promise him for a day, though.
That's fine. When can you release him?
Tomorrow morning. It's pretty late now.
Yeah, tomorrow morning will work. Tell you what, if I give you does he have his own transport, or do we need to pick him up?
Yeah, well, he's got a car.
Grand, okay. Great, I'll give the address of... No, actually, I'll do better than that. I won't give the house number, but I'll just... we know what district of Pasadena the house is in, right?
Yeah.
All right. We'll meet him in District of Pasadena, and we'll give him the full brief there. Hopefully, we should be done before the end of the day, and we'll return him to the station.
Yeah, okay.
Checking, is he a complete rookie, never seen a gun before, or is he just new to
Oh, no, he's ex-cop.
Right, good.
Yeah,
okay.
we don't recruit straight off the street. This is, I think, 30s at FBI will probably recruit law enforcement rather than training their own.
Good, okay. Like I said, hopefully it doesn't come to it, but just in case I'm wrong and shit does start, better to know he can handle himself.
Yeah, hopefully we don't on you, rookie.
Nah, we'll take care of it. All right, listen, Jackson, thank you for your time. I'll give you the brief tomorrow.
Hopefully this leads to something.
Yeah, so do I. Like, I didn't come down to no offense to LA, but I didn't come down here on a wild goose chase. I'm kind of.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks,
Good luck
sir.
with this one.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah. And then.
All right.
So I think we can fast forward to the next morning. Everyone can recover 2 more health points.
Does Annie's ability refresh?
Again, this is a night of fresh, so you can refresh 3 generals.
Okay. What's the
shame I didn't spend any.
Yeah, it's one of those days. We're just pushing through on various things. There's lots of stuff that's taking lots of real lifetime, but we can cover quite quickly.
One is basically saying we really don't want to kick down the door, but we know we're going to have to kick down the door. So we're trying to work out any way of getting around kicking down the door.
Yep.
All right. So morning dawns. A FBI car will pull up outside your hotel. A young man will get out and introduce himself as John Jones.
Jones, good to meet you. Detective Knoll.
Good to meet you. I mean, thanks for pulling this. It's a chance to make it big. I know this is probably just a scout mission, but if the FBI can get some information.
This man is so fucking die horribly.
Look, ground rules. We're hoping this is just a scout mission, so hopefully nothing comes to it. Just in case I'm wrong, you did come armed, yeah?
Yeah, he kind of opens this. He's got his standard issue firearm.
Good. Okay.
Always come packing.
All right, we're heading out to Pasadena. We're looking for a guy named Trammell. His house has been linked back to a guy I've been chasing for NY. Now, to be perfectly honest, I'm not familiar with this Nectar business. It's been apparently Trammell's line of work, but I'd like to do some digging and make sure that Trammell is or isn't involved.
I would have found it hilarious the second he said Trammell, he got back in the car and drove off.
I mean, to be fair, if that was the case, at least we'd know the FBI were bent as well.
Well, is he have to be working with him or just be scared of what the locals did not want to fuck with it?
Yeah.
Either way.
Luckily, it's still a bit more on the secret side.
So we have a red shirt. Gotcha.
Yeah, you have a red shirt.
We have...
He's showing you all pictures of his girl who's pregnant.
Oh, no. Don't. All right, look, on the drive over, I swear, I'm like, if he's an ex-cop, I need to find out how long he was a cop for. That's basic cop rules 101. You do not show pictures of your loved ones, your children, or say you're about to retire. Jesus Christ.
Look, I'm fresh out of the academy, but I'm about 3 days from retirement. My pregnant wife.
No, it's the inverse. He's 3 days on the job.
Yeah, that's even worse. He was 3 days in retirement. He might have a bit of card edge wisdom to him. 3 days out of the academy. Jeez.
Yeah.
So this man is basically a walking death flag.
Yep.
Let's go get him eaten by a Shoggoth.
Joke alive.
All right. Okay, so you pull up. Are you just going straight up to the gate?
Yeah, on this occasion, I think. Unless anyone has any bright ideas about trying to sneak in the back, I think we're going to have to just go and knock on the front door.
Look, I'm more than willing to right now to punch a Mexican in the face.
Okay.
If it comes
I'd rather punch a Cthulhu in the face, but you know.
What the hell is a Cthulhu? Seriously, what the hell is that?
No, that was out of character.
Oh, sorry, right, okay. I was like, what the hell is a Cthulhu?
Look,
don't punch people in the face. It's a good way to bruise your knuckles.
Look, they're probably gonna have. I'm gonna have brass knuckles. They're probably gonna have garden shears to come at us with, or guns.
We've got guns.
All right, so you pull up to the mansion, and a suited Mexican arrives. Just kind of, it's like, yeah, you're not one of our regulars.
No, you're right, I'm not. Is it Mr. Trammell's residence?
Mr. Trammell? 1 second. Senor. And then, like, out of, like, a building, a tall, like, heavy-set man walks over. His entire movement just kind of screams mobster to you. Hi, I'm Captain Walker. And you're interested in talking to Mr. Trouble because...
We heard there was a business opportunity. Things aren't moving as fast as they should be.
Oh? I think you got Mr. Trammell confused with someone else.
Well, pull that. Well, no, the ammo got smashed. So I would have pulled it out and flashed it.
How many preparedness would I spend to have a fake vial?
Probably a 2-pointer.
Done.
Right,
so Bruce,
you've kind of dissolved sugar in water until it's got to the right cloudy level.
Add a little purple. It is purple, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's kind of a weird colour. It's the 8th colour.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The colour that need not be named.
The light fantastic. Gotcha.
It's actually a colour out of space.
Oh,
Yep.
no.
In a bottle. No. He's kind of like, oh. Interesting. I didn't think you gentlemen would have that.
We've got connections.
Well, Mr. Trummell ain't seeing anyone today. So, turn around.
Captain Walker, I appreciate Mr. Trammell is clearly a very busy man, but we're all very busy. Is there any possibility of time?
Not today. Mr. Trummell's a very busy man. And he employs me to make sure he's not
disturbed
by anyone.
I see. Sorry, I didn't catch it earlier. You, Captain Walker, wasn't it?
Captain Walker, yes.
Right. Ex-services? Just guessing from your general demeanor.
Guess again.
Funny. Fair enough. Well, let me just hedge a bet here then. When would Mr. Trammell be free beyond? Not
for a gentleman like you, sometime in the next century.
Can I punch him now, boss?
That's really funny, Captain Walker. That really is. Do you mind if we just one last time try a sensible answer to now that we've run out of the comics?
Well, see, Mr. Trammell ain't going to talk to the likes of you. You know,
he's
coming around snooping. What you snooping for? I mean, you've got that, but you've been sticking your nose where it don't belong.
Snooping? Oh, we've been trying to investigate a business opportunity, that's all. Nothing more sinister than that. I'm kind of surprised that your employer is so keen to turn away potential investment.
Mr. Trammell has his own businesses, and he works on his own businesses. We don't have random solicitors. If you were useful to us, we'd already contacted you.
I see. All right, well, fine. Let me just say this. Supposing that I forgive the slightly insulting attitude I've received today, and I feel like I should ever deign to contact Mr. Trammell again, just humour me with a number. Where can I contact Mr. Trammell on?
You don't like the telephone.
Right, so we don't like the telephone. Perhaps I should rely upon carrier pigeons then.
Yeah, we always use a bit more good meat. The boys aren't that picky what they eat.
This is why we shouldn't have brought the Fed along, because we brought witnesses to this incoming massacre.
Don't worry, I know that. So I see. So they're not too keen on what they eat. How about what they drink? They drink anything down here, do they?
I don't really keep track of what they drink.
Funny, I would have thought if you'd been letting them drink nectar, you'd been paying significantly more attention.
He flinches when you said the nectar word, but like
now.
Almost imperceptibly. Well, strange drinks, strange people.
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, if they do any recreation around there, I'm sure they go to this bar called. I think it's called like the Pits.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, the Pits.
You guys are fishing, and I ain't biting.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that seems to be the case. Well, appreciate your time, Captain Walker.
Wait, wasn't that him just dying right now that he knows?
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounded like to me as well, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they made sure this man knows the Pits.
Which is funny, because of all the things I've mentioned today, that's probably one of the things you shouldn't have known, even if you do work for Trammell. So let's try this again, Captain Walker. Badge, do I really have to take you down the station? Or do you want to start actually being honest?
He kind of leans forward, looks at your badge. It's going to be a long drive to your station.
I'm prepared to pay the fuel expense.
Well, problem is, you don't have jurisdiction here. You don't have a warrant, and you don't have due cause. You're here at my boss's estate, just pushing on your ideas.
Not quite. I do have a case in my jurisdiction which has led to your door, which means while I don't have a warrant right this moment, I can get one pretty quickly. And it would be
well, when you do, you can come back here. Have luck, good fun with that one.
Great.
Yeah.
How much of a preparedness spend would it be to try and whip out a warrant?
About 400 points.
Okay, 4 points plus. Isn't preparedness a general skill, so you have to roll it?
I don't actually know.
It is a general skill. I don't know if you have to roll it.
Let me go take a look.
You won't have a warrant.
I could spend 4
judge.
points, but it's not. I wouldn't be able to get a warrant.
I mean, here's the thing. I could burn all but 2 of my preparedness to whip out a warrant, as he said that. But equally, it would be a lot easier.
It would be a lot easier to kick down the door and start shooting people, but we brought a witness.
Yeah, that's the problem. But we don't have to keep the witness all day.
Okay.
All right.
We'll pat him on the head, let him go, give him the okay, we tried, all that such, and then we burn the place down after he's gone.
All right, Captain. Trust me. It'll be sooner than you think. The NYPD, you may not have a lot of time for the LAPD, and frankly, from what I've seen, I can pretty much agree with you why, but don't underestimate the NYPD. We're pretty damn good.
Yeah, I hear the stories.
You should. Most of them are true. And with that, I'll get back in the car.
Yeah. You'll see the guards kind of keep an eye on you. He'll kind of light a cigar and just kind of watch you from that distance.
We're going to go a couple of streets away before we talk with Jones.
As you're driving past, you kind of see a gardener who's been watching you, and he kind of keeps eye contact, and he kind of just kind of beckons you as you drive off and points to another gate just around the corner.
Yep, I'm biting that bait.
All right, let's.
All right.
Let's take it. Keep your hands up.
All right. Hi. Does he got a badge?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just for my own sense? Can I just have a look?
Just gonna make sure that I hold up out of his arm's reach. But yes.
Yeah. No. Oh, I just want to make sure you're legit.
Sunshine, do you really think if I wasn't legit, I'd have done something as stupid as that?
Well, you have to wonder. All sorts of stuff going on there. My name's Janelle Brooker. I'm the gardener at this estate. I've been here for several years. He's in his 50s to 60s.
Oh, really?
Oh, an actual gardener.
Yeah.
Not a gardener.
No. This is on the neighbouring estate.
Oh,
So
okay.
As you were driving away, one of the neighbours, the guy's been clipping the hedge or whatever, and he's seen you. He's been watching this, and he's just kind of motioned you to pull over just out of sight of the Tremel mansion.
So you've been here long enough to see some interest?
Yeah, I came down with my bosses about a year ago. We came out from Laurel Canyon. The Hamptons are a nice family, but did not do their research well on this place. I don't know how much they know, but that place just ain't right. I've seen coming and going day and night. Pretty sure I've seen bodies brought out just middle of the night when I was doing some work, hunting night critters, and pretty sure I saw them bringing something out. But local police don't want to hear. Weirdest thing I ever saw though, Tremel, guy who owns the place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crawling from the garden, stark naked, middle of the night, and I don't even want to say what he was doing. I had to basically dig up a good 3 foot of the ground just to make sure. Didn't want anyone to go near that. Seeding the ground, shall we say?
Oof.
Oh boy.
Man loves his native soil a little bit too much.
Yeah, you could say that. But, I just yelled at him, told him to get back on his own side of the fence. But, yeah. So, they don't seem to be, police don't seem to care, but it's just weird.
Yeah, you don't say. And you're sure it was Tremel who's doing some of this?
Yeah. See, gonna make me sound a bit weird.
We've done a bit weird. Go ahead.
Yeah. One night, about dusk, I've just heard this whispering. I thought it was a cat or a raccoon or something trapped in the house. And I just headed over to the garden patch where it's coming from, and all this rustling, speaking. Thought it was like a cat or a raccoon. Okay, you'll think I'm crazy, so I'm just going to show you.
Yeah, sure. Hang on.
In case you go to a patch of the flowers in the back of the ground, and he just reaches and pulls back. It's kind of like it's like moss and mulch, and he's kind of built almost a compost over the top of this. The flowers that are growing around it are almost like some of the best growing flowers you've seen, and he just kind of pulls them back. And there is a statue of a mouth, in a screen. Alright, so everyone roll me a 1 point with our stability.
Okay. So...
Oh boy, stability.
Yeah.
Let's go crazy.
So wait, he had this thing?
No, he screened it with a bunch of flowers, and he's pulled back the flowers.
Yeah, he's kind of hidden it amongst flowers. It's like embedded. It's like a hideous mouth of rock in the ground.
So this is his, or was this something that Tremel dropped there?
No, it was heard it one night.
I think it was basically he grew it over the side of his place, but it was on Tremel's side.
No, it's in his garden, but it's near the Tremel fence.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But he heard something that sounded like a raccoon or something like that, and when he got there...
That's what he found.
Yeah, so everyone who failed didn't get a 5 or more, lose a point of stability.
Look, weird ass flower, weird ass maws of
Yeah.
No,
Ventus, you've got a roll as well. There we go.
Yep, okay.
I've
seen some freaky art decor back in New York. This is nothing.
Yeah. There it is. Set when I saw it, it was all hissing and biting at me. Not afraid to tell you, I screamed and tore my shirt and wet myself. Just... Wait. Yeah, no, that's how scared I was.
The statue?
It wasn't a statue then. The only thing I think was my mama's cross. Apparently one of the Holy Fathers himself blessed it. That's what she said. Ran to my shack, grabbed it, and rammed it in the mouth. It's still down that thing. As long as it stays down there, I'm guessing I'm safe. But, judge me one for not mentioning anything, but I ain't gonna go fight the devil myself. So, I think I'm laying that duty on you. Can't think any other reason the Lord would have sent you here.
I mean, I do have my own theology score, but wait a second. So this thing wasn't a statue before that, but while before it was moving, he killed it somehow.
Or shoved something down its throat.
It shoved the Holy Cross into its mouth. And that turned into a statue. The cross, if you kind of look in deeper, you will see the cross jammed into what would have been the throat of this thing. It's kind of like bedded and you wouldn't be able to shift it.
All right, Brooker, thank you very much for telling us. I'm going to tell you to pass this on to absolutely nobody.
Oh, don't worry. I ain't even told the boss. Don't want to think I'm mad. Not my age.
How long ago was this? And I'm just going to gesture at the statue.
6 months. We've only been here a year.
And this is after Tremel has had his problems.
Yeah, Tremel's been here much longer than us. Tremel's been here, locals say, 10 years since he inherited the house. Some sort of local scandal. The old owner died, and they hushed it up, and he was like either in the will or had the will sorted.
Can I ask a question? Do you happen to have a name of the old owner?
No, it's like Mexican or something like that.
Okay, so none of the names we had on the list were any Mexican-esque names, right, Greg?
Anchivara.
Yeah.
We know who used to own the house.
Yeah, because Anchivara's on place, isn't it? And then Tremel's apparently moved.
Tremel's moved in.
So, how far up the list has burning this place to the ground gone?
Pretty high. I mean, to be honest with you, once we finish with Brooker, I'm dropping Jones off so that we can fulfill our duty to the FBI, and we're going in tonight.
Oh, yes, 1 second.
Oh, really? Shit, Jones needs a stability check. Shit.
He failed.
What is that?
Jones? I'm going to be honest, I have no goddamn idea.
I ain't got a clue what you guys are into, but this ain't no drug deal.
No, I'm beginning to think that.
But it does come over from when we came from New York.
But yeah, it kind of shows that Tremel's clearly up to the shady shit.
I mean, if we want to to have at least a backup, we could give this boy a couple of the leads that we already ran down.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm more than out of character, I should say this concept. I'm more than happy to give Jones all of the information we currently receive because it's A, fulfilling the agreement I have with Jackson, and B, it means that other people could start putting pressure on Tremel later. But I do not want to bring along a random red shirt on a night raid on this kooky shit. Whatever this kooky shit might be. Because all that will be...
I'm perfectly happy for you to fill John Jones in and send him off as the core of a second adventure group if this lot gets murdered.
Yes.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't want to take a mook in on a serious job like this because he's just going to die. Or he's going to be mad. But the FBI kind of needs to know what we found, even if they're sanitized.
Okay. All right. What's his name? What's the FBI guy's name again?
John Jones.
Yeah. John, let's go over to a deli and we have a story to tell you.
Yeah, so of course, I'm going to thank Mr. Brooker for his time, and if he's sworn himself to secrecy, then I'm going to promise him that we're going to do our best to deal with it, but just lay low for a couple of days.
If I would tell him to lay low, to tell him to suggest to his boss, and they might want to take a time out of town,
or at least give him a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've got some leave coming up.
I'd take it, and now. No offense.
All right. So we take Jones and we fill him in on the mythos up to now.
I mean, I would suggest maybe not every single awful detail because we need this guy sane when he gets back to the FBI.
Well, here's the thing. All the stuff we're dealing with, we haven't really dealt with anything crazy yet. We had Trammell. We have the history of this barn thing that had a previous run-in with the law.
I'm thinking we don't let Herbert talk about what he saw with the nectar hitting the wall, and we don't let.
Herbert hasn't told us about it yet.
I also think we don't let.
Herbert didn't see the nectar. It was Tobias.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. My bad. Sorry. Adelaide of Albertus, they do get confused. So maybe we don't mention that part, and we just don't mention the whole fleshy mouths in the asylum, which Ab apparently.
That was Ablative that saw that.
Yeah, sorry.
Ablative is the one that keeps seeing mouths.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't lost more sanity.
But no, we can fill him in on all the procedural details.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can hand him that notebook with all the disturbing drawings and tell him not to open that unless we disappear.
And if we don't tell your boss what's happened, and you can stand down. But just alas, it's a safety.
All right.
And while Bruce sends a telegram off to my cousin to let her know what's going on, I will write an actual lengthy letter.
Yeah, that's a decent shout. Your cousin is going to want to know, what the fuck?
Where did they go? What happened to them? And why are 4 of them no longer among the living?
Well, we were in Pasadena, and we were in Pasadena. Turns out we should be in Pasadena. Sorry,
and we're still in Pasadena.
Yeah. If anybody listening is from Pasadena, it's nothing personal. It's the module's fault, not mine.
I'm sure there's no horrible monsters in real Pasadena.
I mean, we wouldn't know until we check.
If anybody is listening from Pasadena, would you kindly write us and Gray information about real monsters in Pasadena? We can make a film out of it. All right. Well, if we can drop Jones safely off, then.
Yeah, you can get to Jones quite easily.
Then tonight, here's the deal. There's only 4 of us actually present in the Discord call and 5 of us in person. Looking at the time, do we want to delay the actual hit until next week?
Yeah, it might be an idea at this point.
This seems like a big combat we're about to charge in.
Yeah, I think you are at the point where, once you enter the mansion, things will kick off.
Are we going to? So we're going to start door kicking next week?
Oh yeah, at this point, even I completely agree that tonight we need to kick down doors and actually put this shit in the ground.
We have tried it all, but I'm going to go put this over in probably put this over in Minion Chat. The response to this.
Bruce, dust off my pink mohawk.
Yep, hide your badges and bring your shotguns, boys. We're doing what's right, not what's lawful. We're doing right by the law of man rather than right by the law of the NYPD or the LAPD. And frankly, the LAPD's law.
No, it's that we're doing it by the law of God, not by the law of the PD.
That's it. That's a better tagline. Thank you. Send that to all.
All right. So, we'll wrap that for this week. Hope everyone's enjoyed. Hopefully, it won't be another month for our next one.
We have wittered on a lot to get to this plot point.
I mean,
you've been doing the groundwork, and the groundwork is very important.
True.
I think.
Yeah.
I do love the fact there are proper traps in this thing.
Yeah,
makes sense. It's great.
That was the investigated one is quite a good one. It's like just keep telling them that there's something they might just get if they roll better. But if they keep looking, but. Yeah.
And they pass, and then you're like,
maybe you need more than one success.
No.
Well, no, it's not even a success. It's just a straight up sanity check every time you do it.
You're it's on the tip of your tongue, and you're driving yourself crazy.
Maybe if you spend a bit more time, risk a bit more sanity, you'll do it this time. Yeah, no. All right. See everyone next time.
Everyone next week.
Bye.